The 10 tips you need to know for your Read Aloud task. The Read Aloud is the first task of your PTE test, and it has between 6 and 7 questions. And here are the 10 tips to score the maximum score on this task. Tip number 1, use the initial time to practice. Before the test starts recording your answer, you have approximately 35 seconds to read the text and to practice. So use this time to read the text aloud and understand all the words and familiarize yourself with the text and to manage your time. Tip number 2, start speaking as soon as your answer starts recording. If you don't speak within the first 3 seconds from the moment the status box changes to recording, the PTE will turn your microphone off for this question and you will consider that you have already given your answer. So the second that the status changes to recording, start reading the text from the beginning. And if you are enjoying this video, please like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. Tip number 3, you can't skip words. The PTE will evaluate your pronunciation of the words and your speaking pace. So if while you're practicing, you notice that there are a few words that you don't know how to pronounce, just skip them. Skip difficult words or speak them in your own way, but don't hesitate. It's better to skip them than to pronounce them wrong or hesitate and fumble while saying these words and risk losing points. And if you're not confident in reading the full text, read a bit more than 50% and press next. Tip number 4, make sure you are pronouncing the S and the ED. The points on pronunciation are scored considering the correct pronunciation of the words. If a word is in a past sentence ending on ED, for example, and you pronounce it as if it was in a present sentence, for example, the word learned, and you say it learn, then you said the wrong word and you will lose points. Same thing for plural. If a word is in plural, for example, the word says, and you pronounce it as say, then it's wrong. You don't need to put emphasis on the word as it will be considered wrong as well, but make sure you pronounce them correctly. Tip number 5, press next as soon as you finish giving your answer. Anytime between the moment that your answer starts being recording and the time that you press next is considered your answer. And if you finish reading the text and you take too long to press next, this silent time will be included in your answer and you can lose points for it. Tip number 6, try to increase your reading points. The reading module is the most difficult one and you can learn more about it in the overview of the reading module. And one source of points for the reading score from outside the reading module is this task, the Read Aloud. You will get points by speaking more words, which makes part of your content points in this task. Tip number 7, stay calm. What I'm going to say here is very important and people just don't talk about it. The questions come one after the other and it is very fast. You don't have time to think before the moment one question ends and the moment the next one starts. So be prepared for it and stay calm. Tip number 8, control your speaking pace. If you speak too fast, the PTE might not understand all the words that you're saying and you can mispronounce words as well. Your speaking pace is part of your pronunciation points for the speaking score. Tip number 9, don't yell when you are speaking. The test microphone can easily get what you're saying by using your normal voice pitch. You will even be able to test that on your microphone testing part of your exam. And if you're not happy with how you hear your voice back, you can keep repositioning the microphone until you're happy with the outcome. And if you speak too loudly, the microphone might not understand the words properly and you will lose points for it. And even if the people around you decide to yell because they don't know that they don't need to, just keep your normal voice pitch. Tip number 10, practice. The best way to prepare yourself for this test is to practice. Do at least 15 questions of this task 3 times a week or every day if you can, so you can see what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right and increase your chances of nailing the Read Aloud. I always recommend using YouTube to practice as there are many videos with questions and answers for all types of tasks in this test. And if you're enjoying these tips, we have a complete course on how to score 90 out of 90 on your PTE test with all the tips and strategies. Just click the link on the description below. And thank you for watching. Now you'll see 2 videos. One I am recommending and one is suggested by the YouTube. I'm sure you will enjoy them. See you in the next class.